Hello, Wesley here with your weekly Mesonet weather report. The last 60 days have been one of the driest in Oklahoma history, and it appears that the drier than normal weather pattern is here to stay for a while. The forecast map for next week shows Oklahoma is not expecting much in the way of rain. The map for the following week doesn't look any better, with yellows and browns indicating lower than normal chances of rain. Why is this dry weather pattern set its sights on the southern plains? It is likely due to the onset of yet another La Niña weather year, our third in a row. La Niña usually means drier and warmer than normal conditions for Oklahoma during the cool season months. It is the opposite of the El Niño weather pattern that often gives us wet and cool winters. La Niña is caused by cool surface water temperatures in the Pacific near the equator. On this map, you see the current water temperatures are in fact 1 to 2 degrees Celsius below normal. This gives us a high probability, shown by the blue bars, of La Niña conditions continuing through the fall and at least early winter. Hopefully by spring the pattern will return to neutral, shown by the gray bars. So at least for a while expect the dry conditions to continue. Now here's Gary with the newest expanding drought map.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, Wes showed you the unfortunate rainfall outlooks for the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to show you how September didn't really help us much at all. Let's get right to that new drought monitor map and see where we are. Unfortunately, when you're looking at the drought monitor, anytime you see color, it's just bad. And if you see the reds and the darker reds, it's even worse. And unfortunately, many of those colors are starting to expand and multiply even more across the state as we go through the early parts of fall. Now, much of the southern part of the state is covered by extreme to exceptional drought, the worst two categories of the drought monitor, and that's not far off from where we are in northern Oklahoma as well. So unfortunately, the drought just continues to worsen, intensify, and spread across the state. We've been tracking that topsoil moisture percent short to very short from the USDA. Unfortunately, that's starting to increase rapidly as well. We're now at 91% of the state's topsoils being short to very short of moisture. Second in the United States only to Montana's 95%, but it's certainly a race to the top there, unfortunately. Okay, we can take a look at the September rainfall a little bit early here through the 28th, because it's not going to rain through the rest of the week. So we do see a little bit of decent rain across far east central Oklahoma, but for the most part we have the 120 Mesonet sites, less than 2 inches of rainfall by and large, and many of those are less than an inch below normal. Now we do have a statewide average for September of about 7/10 of an inch. That's the 5th driest September since 1895. Now the driest was only 0.25 inches back in 1956. So as we always say, those 1950s or 1930s, not the years you want to be hanging out with when it comes to drought. We can take a look at the departure from normal from the last 30 days. Again, this covers most of September, but most of the state 2 to 3 to 4 inches below normal, even as much as 5 inches below normal over there in east central Oklahoma. Just a really horrible map to look at for September when we were counting on rainfall to get us out of that flash drought from the summer. Okay, our chances for our fall secondary rainy season are dwindling. We really do need for those rains to come in. After that, we're into the drier parts of the winter. So let's hope we can get something in here quickly. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.